In the month of Adar, Jesus gathered the boys together, arranging them as would a king. They spread their clothes out on the ground so that he could have a seat. Then they fashioned a garland of flowers and placed it on his head. They then arrayed themselves to his left and right as guardians of the king. Now, if anyone happened to pass him by, the boys would take hold of them and drive them along, saying, "Come on over here and pay the king his due respect, that all may go well with you along your way." And even as they carried on like this, some men came along bearing a boy upon a mat. This child, you see, had gone to gather wood up on the mountainside with some friends of his, where he came across a partridge's nest. He reached out his hand to collect the eggs, and without warning, a venomous viper shot out of it and struck him on his hand. Then he shouted for his friends to come and help him out, but by the time they got to where the young boy was, he was already lying like a corpse upon the ground. His neighbors showed up a little while later and carried him back into town. Now when they arrived at the place where the Lord Jesus sat enthroned as a king, and the other boys standing as his guardians, the youngsters raced to head off the snake-bitten child and said, "Come with us and pay the king the respect he is due." When, however, out of their unbearable grief they declined, the boys compelled them, forcing them to against their wills. And when they got to the Lord Jesus, he said, "Tell me why you are carrying that child." And when they said that he had been bitten by a snake, the Lord Jesus said, "Let us go and slay that serpent." But when that boy's parents begged to be excused, seeing that their son was all but dead already, the young men said to them again, "Did you not hear the king's pronouncement, 'Let us go and slay that serpent'? Will you disobey him?" So they brought the stretcher back, though it really was against their wills. And when they arrived at the nest, the Lord Jesus asked the boys, "Is this where that serpent likes to hide?" "Yes, it is," they all replied. Then the Lord Jesus called to the viper, and it slithered out submissively to him. And Jesus commanded the serpent, "Go, right now, and suck out all of the venom that you've injected into that boy." So it skidded over to him and sucked all of it back out of him. Then the Lord Jesus cursed it, and the snake burst open and died. And he placed his hand upon the lad, restoring him to his former state. And when the boy began to cry, the Lord Jesus said to him, "Wipe away your tears, for the day is coming when I will take you on as one of my disciples." This is he who is referred to as Simon the Canaanite in the Gospel.